Back upstairs at my office today. Don't worry, nothing is wrong with the studio. I just don't have a great way to do top-down stuff yet, and I wanted to today, talking about the Galaxy Z Flip 6. Black Friday sales have started. Link in the description does help the channel. There's a couple different prices, or a few different prices, I should say, that you could get the Flip 6 at. And I did want to talk about it because even though I might prefer the Razr Plus, there are certain advantages that the Flip 6 has. And much like when we talk about the Fold 6, I don't think this device gets as much credit as it deserves, because two things can be true at the same time. The Razr Plus could be a bit better, a bit more stylish, and a really nice device, but the Flip 6 can be good too. And there are also advantages and reasons why you'd want to pick one up. So let's talk through the deals if you've been waiting on a Flip 6. $250 right off the bat. So if you don't have a trade-in, you could go ahead and just get $250 off, which on the 12 gig, 256 gigabytes of storage model will bring it down to about $850, which is comparable to the current Black Friday sales unless they change to the Razr Plus. I think that one's going to be about $800. So you're talking a $50 difference. And when it gets down to $50, you might want to look at this one a bit more favorably than perhaps you have in the past. Now, the trade-ins, the enhanced trade-ins, are where things start to get a bit more interesting if you want to pick up a Z Flip 6. If you have a Flip 4, you're going to get $650. That, to me, might be the sweet spot if you've been holding out on your Flip 4. You're going to get better battery life over here, better hinge, more usable outer display. That's a bigger glow-up to me going from the Flip 4 to the Flip 6 than perhaps just upgrading year over year. I think that's your screen protector is probably a little worse for wear at this point. There's probably some wear and tear in that hinge. If you really love the Flip form factor and you don't want to look at something like a Razr Plus, you like Samsung software, you like the way they handle the color temperatures and the computational photography, there are plenty of reasons why you'd want to stick with Samsung. That is a great, that you could get one of these and kind of get it for around $400. That, to me, is something you're going to want to look at. Even the Flip 3, if somehow you've held out that long on a Flip 3 with that awful with the challenging battery life at this point, you get like $500, I think, or something like that, $550 perhaps. You get one of these. If you could go from a Flip 3 to a Flip 6 and it only costs you about $500 out of pocket, that's another one for Black Friday that you're going to want to dip into. It's important, I think, for Samsung to look at Black Friday sales. Not just assume, now they might last through the holiday, but not just assume that they're going to last the entire year or that's going to be the new price, because we've seen that kind of shift. We've seen it where Samsung will have a juicy Black Friday enticement sale, but then pull it back, and then we might not see something for the rest of the year. I'm okay diving in on something like a Flip 6 because you've got a long lead time before you're looking at the Flip 7. You're looking at summertime for that, later summer. This is going to have plenty of life in it, and there's plenty of reasons why you'd still look at something like a Flip 6. So let's talk about it in comparison to its main rival, the Razr Plus. Understand, the Razr Plus absolutely has the better outer display. It's better for scrolling. It's better for actually using full apps. You don't have to use Good Lock. It's just bigger. It's fantastic outer display. There are plenty of reasons why you'd go ahead and pick up a Razr Plus if the outer display is your main thing. Here's what I've noticed the difference-wise, is that if you open these up, to me, the Flip 6 was actually a bit better in the hand and for one-handed use. It's only about a 0.2 of a difference in display size, 6.9 over here, I believe, and 6.7 on the Flip 6. But if you can see them side by side, it makes a difference. It actually makes a difference. The Flip 6, the Razr Plus is wider. I have big hands, so I can still use it one-handed. But if you're somebody that likes to use these one-handed, your phone, this is a compact, nice design. It's not a small display at 6.7 inches, but it's something that it just feels a lot more manageable. You got the flat sides. It's good for grip. I just loved using this phone one-handed. I've had it back in my pocket for about a week or so. And then when you fold it down, because of the smaller internal display size, you get a smaller footprint. It's a more compact device overall. Great in the hand, great in the pocket. It just feels like you're not even carrying it most times. So there are advantages there that you'd want to pick up a Flip 6. The other thing is it is a slightly more powerful device. You are getting the full Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in the Flip 6 as opposed to the S version in the Razr Plus. So that's something that you might want to look at. Both 12 gigs of RAM, so you're not getting any deficiencies there. No DeX, I understand, which is a bit laughable now. I always thought, the Samsung, I know why Samsung said it was a form factor thing for DeX, because then they put DeX in the S24 FE, and you're like, wait a minute here, I just paid $1,000 for this, and now I'm not getting DeX. But that's something that you have to consider. The hinge is solid. It's the best hinge. I mean, that's something that we don't remember, or we don't think about. If you already like the Flip 6, even though it's not the most exciting design in the world, is the best Flip yet. It is the most refined Flip. It is the best feeling Flip. It is the best feeling Flip in the hand. It has the best hinge of any Flip. So those are things that you need to consider. If you're not looking to switch, Samsung, you like One UI. You want those updates. You want years and years of updates where you're not going to get that on the Moto side. That might be important to you. You want Galaxy AI. You want some things. There are reasons why without that you pick a device like this and not feel like you were settling. So I don't want you to feel bad if you use this because it's not the most stylish Flip on the block. That's not all that people look at. There are functional reasons why you'd want to pick up a Flip 6. Like I said, the software. Now, let me talk about the outer display, because even though it's not the same as the Razr Plus, it's not as large. Again, you have to use Good Lock. You have to do a couple different things to get the full app experience on the external display for the Flip 6. I use this realistically as just a giant widget home, a giant notification shade, and it is a different mindset. It is a different way of using the phone. I will actually sit there and open up the Razr Plus, I should say unlock the Razr Plus external display with in mind to scroll Facebook, with in mind to do a quick Instagram scroll without opening the phone. I don't do that here. I use it to literally look at emails and messages that I may have gotten and look at notifications, look at widgets, look at my calendar, look at my day, look at weather. I don't do that as much on the Razr Plus because it feels like it's meant for much more, and it is. So it's a different feel and a different mindset. You can get the full apps to work on this. If you scroll all the way over, you could set up different apps, and you could set up Good Lock, and there's a bunch of things that you can do here to get the full app experience on the external display, and it works fine. But to me, it is a different mindset and experience that I go into with the Flip 6, and that's not a bad thing. I like that a lot. I didn't need to do that extra Instagram scroll that I'm tempted to do on the Razr Plus. I didn't need to go through and respond to that message on the outer display that I'm tempted to do on the Razr Plus. So I get it. Like I said, this is still my favorite Flip. I like the wider display. I like the external display. I like the stylish form factor of it. But I've had this in my pocket for a week again, and I don't feel like I'm being ripped off. I don't feel disappointed. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel, boy, I can't wait to get my SIM out of this to get it back in my Razr Plus when I want to use a Flip. None of that. This has been pleasant. I love the peach color. I just have liked this phone, and if you're comfortable with it, it's a good phone. If you like Samsung, if you like the Flip series, take advantage of those deals. I think you're going to be plenty pleased with the Flip 6. It is the most refined Flip yet. And for a lot of people, that's a pretty good thing. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.